Hi, Vic.
I love
So as much as you're willing to share on replacing Jaelan, is it thinking that mostly Van Ginkel, some Agba, perhaps comparable mix of both of those players?
Yeah, I mean, Jaelan missed, really 4 games in the first part of the season, so we'll look pretty similar to that. Van Ginkel, Og, and we'll see if JPP can get up to snuff.
With Van Ginkel, now that he's probably going to be playing mostly edge, how does that impact inside linebacker and David?
Yeah, we could still play Gank inside some, and put Agba outside some, and even Cam Good or JPP if he comes along. But yeah, he'll be in there less.
What have you seen from Cam Good's development as a pass rusher? I know he's a prominent special teams guy, but how much do you feel he can help you as an edge player?
Well, he's going to have to if he's called upon. Haven't seen him play defense in a while, so I don't have a great answer for you.
Vic, I think you guys are number 6 against the run. What was Jaelan Phillips' role in that as far as setting the edge and things along those lines?
Yeah, Jaelan is a great player, make no mistake about it. And when he missed those games early in the year, took him a game or two to get back rolling, to be his normal self. But this last month or so, he's been playing great for us. And we're going to miss him. And yeah, he's a part of us playing the run and obviously playing the pass with him rushing the passer. So we're going to miss him tremendously. And yeah, he was a big part of that.
Signing of JPP just obviously you want another pass rusher with Phillips gone, but just to see what you have, what he has, what he can do at this point.
All of the above. All of the above.
We love those all of the above answers.
Does Duke Riley and
Doesn't
you
sound good in a
maybe
quote,
inside more, or maybe lead it more outside?
Yeah, possibly. Yes, for sure.
Is it true or false that on Hail Marys you tell your guys knock it down?
If you're in a crowd, if you're in a crowd where you got 3-4 guys jumping up at the same time in the end zone, yes. The play the other day, there was nobody around Javon, definitely catch it.
So that play was acceptable in your eyes?
Oh, yeah. Very acceptable.
Not going to reject it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about this defense and the steady improvement based on the last month. I don't even want to tie it into Jalen Ramsey's return because you guys have been trending up. You're now number 7 in the NFL. Is that kind of a sigh of relief that, hey, see, my stuff works?
No, not at all. I've been around too long for those worries. It's just, guys getting rewarded for working hard on both understanding what we're doing and practicing hard and being ready physically. Now the challenge is, can we keep that up without Phillips?
How is Gink's skill set, and this might be obvious, so forgive me, but how is Gink's skill set a little bit different than, for example, JP and Bradley?
They're bigger, those other 2 guys. Gink's a little slipperier and plays with that, but yet he can be stout when needed to be. So they're different styles, for sure.
Vic, this seems to be a fun team, a fun locker room, a fun group of guys, and I know winning helps that. But is this a more fun team than you've experienced in the past, and does it start with Mike McDaniel? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think it starts with Mike. That's his approach, and he wants that, instigates it, and the players follow that lead. And you don't have to give players lead to have fun, And obviously, as you said, winning helps. Winning's cured more ills than penicillin. And but yes, it is. These guys have fun, but yet they're working hard at it.
Is this a more fun team than, say, any other team, than Philly or San Francisco, or can you say that?
No. I mean, just different type of fun.
What's it been like working for a guy who's considered quirky, funny, or working with? guys consider quirky, funny, unusual head coach in terms of personality. What's that experience been like for you?
It's been good. You know, he is that, but yet he's a ball coach deep down, and that's just his style.
Coach, I want to go back to JPP for a second because that position group, you guys have so many larger bodies with Phillips going down, Chubb's a bigger guy, Akbaw's a big guy, JPP's about 270, Gink's the one that's a little bit lighter, like you mentioned. How important is that size and that position in your defense?
You do want size on the edge, for sure. You want to play big on the edge. You know, there's some guys that are only in the mid 40s, low 50s that play big on the edge. So, you know, so obviously if you're bigger, that helps, but there are some guys in the 40s to low 50s that do play big and strong. But it's very important.
I know you like to make your own conclusions with your in person, but I'm curious, did you look at JPP's 17 defensive snaps from last Sunday, or?
I didn't.
How did it
Right, I said I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know, our scouts did, Chris did, Ryan did after we signed him, so.
With his skill sets, 14 years of experience in the 4-3, experience in different 3-4s, how difficult or how long do you think it'll take him to kind of fit in or feel comfortable in your scheme?
You know, at this point in the season, you know, we're going to try and focus him on the nickel stuff and not much on the base stuff to take that off his plate. And, you know, I think he can get there fairly quickly with just the nickel stuff.
Coach,
Vic, what do you think's been the biggest reason for Christian's success in the pass rushing department this season?
You know, first off, Christian's a good player. You know, he's quick, he's athletic, he's sudden, and yet he can be strong when he needs to be. You know, I don't know the answer to that because I wasn't here previously, but I think he's a guy that should be, you know, 8-9 sack guy a year.
Coach,
I was curious. You mentioned that JPP was going to focus more on the nickel package. What kind of schematically is different from what he would be asked to do in the nickel package as opposed to the base package?
Well, in base, they'll drop some, and in nickel, they hardly ever drop.
Vic, has anything surprised you about Commanders quarterback Sam Howell that you've seen on tape?
Yeah, he's been impressive on tape. Good passer, can make all the throws. His scrambling and running ability is really worrisome for us. And he's a good runner when he's scrambling. And, you know, he's hurt people that way. And, you know, we got to be mindful of that playing against him. But I think he's done a really nice job.
Coach, you know, a lot of great defensive players will say they can make plays outside of the structure of the scheme that kind of cheat the system when they know they can do it. Have you seen that with Jaelan Ramsey at all in terms of how he can fulfill his job, but then also kind of cheat the scheme a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't like the word cheat the scheme, but yeah.
What's interesting is when we began training camp, everybody said Vic is loose. He lets us do what he wants to do. And then when the season got here, it's like, oh, well, the scheme is complex and we got to figure out how we fit in. So which is it? Can they do what they want to do, or is it a really cookie cutter catered scheme?
No. I always say this, you know, you don't want players that do nothing of what you tell them to do, and you don't want players that only do what you tell them to do. Okay, so there's a time and a place for instincts and play recognition and using tools out there to help your play.